Oh. Hey. Oh,
You there?
Come on. Sorry, guys. You can do it today. I'm ready today.
Okay, I think I'm ready too.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the motherfucking duo. The duo. It's the motherfucking duo. The duo. My name is Neat.
Hey, my name is this.
Hey, my name is Neat.
Yeah, my name is this.
Hey. D to the U to the O. D to the U to the O. D to the U to the O. Yeah. D to the U to the O. 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 Yeah. D to the U to the O.
Ooh, that was
been
a minute.
Yeah.
Hey,
How y'all feel about that? I think that was good.
Hey, y'all, we back.
No rehearsal, no nothing. Just
Man,
off and on.
We sound good.
Off and on. Right. We're back.
We're back.
I hate making them start saying
Man.
that. I be saying that. I say that just randomly throughout the day. Like,
Yeah.
when I be walking in my house, I be like, we're back. Well, what's up, y'all? I'm Trineeka
I'm Destiny Lynn.
You are tuned in to another episode of DNT Podcast.
Woo, 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 woo. Ooh, it feels good.
Right. Feels good to be back. Be back. Let's get into it. How you feeling?
That's a big
It sure be wearing me. It sure weighed me down today.
I'm good. I just want to start the episode off by saying it is October 3rd, which is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And yeah, so we just gonna remember everybody that we have lost to breast cancer. We celebrate the warriors and the survivors. And we continue to pray for those who are in the middle of their battle. So, gotta say that. Y'all tell me.
Ripping your shirt.
Repping it every time.
Yeah.
This is a shirt we got made for my stepmom when I went to surprise her in Houston that time.
You went for the walk, yeah.
Yeah, for the walk. So, yeah. But I'm good. I'm alive. I'm blessed.
Right.
I have just came off of my 30 days no alcohol, my spiritual journey. And it was an eye opener. It was everything and more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it off camera before. Like, I feel like I've grown spiritually for sure. Drinking the other day, it was okay, but it was like,
Yeah.
like it did what I wanted it to do.
To
Like,
do,
it was just to chill with my friends. It just wasn't like unnecessary.
Right.
Because I guess it's just the aftermath of COVID, but baby, the fatigue and mental tiredness that I am experiencing is like, I ain't been doing nothing but sleep though. I don't even want to drink. I just want to go to sleep. Just rest.
That's what's up.
Because I was telling to them, like, I want to take a nap, but I'm not physically tired. I'm just mentally checked out today. Rest my brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. But other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know what aftermath of COVID trying to do, but they said
again on your 30 days.
Thank you.
No alcohol for real. A lot of people can't go that long.
Yeah.
Of a lot of people. I have not even. I probably could. I would say this. I haven't attempted, so I don't know. I don't know.
I about to say, I think that was my thing too. Was I just had to prove it to myself.
Yeah.
It was like, you just don't want to a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, but I just had to prove it to myself, and I really just wanted to see like what would happen.
Yeah.
Like, what is the big hype because of our generation and how much we drink. Like, let's see how it benefit me if I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So how are you?
Well, I'm sick. No, for real though. Overall, I feel good. I'm blessed and highly favored.
For sure.
For sure. For real. I woke up today. Thank God. I laid my head down safe last night.
Man.
Woke up, everything was still in.
Intact.
Yeah, for real. I'm good though. I'm good.
Yeah, I think these days, like, we gotta take the little wins.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm
Like,
good. So, I guess I'll start off with a highlight of the week, and then if you got one, you could just back off yours. But highlight of the week would have to be getting what came in the mail. I don't want to speak on it just yet because I think that's really my highlight of the week for real. If y'all really pay attention, y'all know I had intentions on going somewhere this weekend. Those plans did not go through, and I'm just leaving it at that. Just know I didn't go. I just look at it like I did other plans.
Right.
Everybody said other plans and things did not go as they were supposed to go. But yeah, I want to say that I'm very excited. I'm definitely looking forward to digging into that. I've been trying to do a little research here and there even before I start getting into it and everything.
Yeah, have you
trying to picture how I want my little setup to be. No, but I looked at the little circuit thing, the little cricket thing that I got. I looked at that. But I've been just, I've been on go, and then when I had got it, I just So I would have to say I would consider that really to be my real highlight of the week. That and I have to say when we were just out, when we went out to Twin Peaks, that was time needed, for real.
I say my highlight would be, I went on a breakfast day with my man on what was that, Saturday, and it was time we spent. We both been having car trouble, so we ain't really been mobile and been able to just go do stuff. We've been doing stuff at the house and stuff like that. But it was good to just be out and doing stuff. And then I have to say when we all went to Twin Peaks, I that just fed my soul. So
mine too, for real.
Because it was just good laughs, genuine energy. We can just talk.
You say we had time.
And he even said, he was like, well, y'all funny. He said when y'all was like, hey, good time. It was fun. I feel like that probably was both of that time, first seeing us in our element when we be together. Because we really just be cracking up.
Just naturally having a good time, for real.
And making a joke out of everything.
Everything.
Because what did you say?
It was something in there?
It was something, we was outside, and it was something something could go wrong. And it was something bad. And he was I don't even remember what we was talking about, but you know how we say, cut my leg, you get your leg cut off, and you be talking about something. Now I'm looking like a pirate.
Yeah.
I'm man, we just make a joke out of everything. But that was definitely fed my soul. Definitely needed that, for sure.
Definitely.
Right,
let's get it, let's go. Because I'm really ready to get into the topic that we got to talk about too. And then some stuff we got to talk about off camera too. But y'all know I come with the mind blowing facts. But it's kind of transitioned a little bit to trying to get more like educational purposes. But it's a little 2-part thing, but I just wanted to share both of them. The first one was I came across some facts about PCOS.
Okay.
And it's just, we talked about it already, but I just want to tell them on camera for the people that probably don't know.
Well, and even maybe the females
they got it
and just now coming across the video or whatever.
So there's this one lady I just saw following on Instagram that has it in one of her videos. She was talking about ashwagandha and alternative you could take instead of taking ashwagandha. So I'm gonna start off just by saying what cortisol is, and then it's gonna lead into why you shouldn't take it. But cortisol is your stress hormone, and whenever you're under stress, it can fluctuate. But people with PCOS, it's always in I'm not gonna say it's always in fight or flight, but you're at a higher risk of it being in fight or flight once you become stressed.
Okay.
Your cortisol levels. And ashwagandha is, a natural herb or vitamin that they tell you to take whenever you are stressed.
Right.
But she was saying for people with PCOS, we shouldn't take ashwagandha. Yeah, she was of course, it is another main it's one of the main things you take whenever you stress. Take ashwagandha. They tell you that. But for people with PCOS, it can help trigger also your it helps with your stress, but it can also raise your testosterone levels, which will cause you to have more of your hormonal breakouts, the excessive facial hairs, and all the extra places or whatever. So in order to avoid that, she was saying start taking magnesium, and she was like, you can even take magnesium up to like 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Or like for people that have problems sleeping at night, she also said they could take magnesium as a substitute. So I'll try tonight. I'm gonna take me some before I go to bed, because I always just take it in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I just start taking it. Yeah, I take it just once a day, but I'm finna start taking it twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And give it like a week or two and see. Because sometimes when you start
if I can see the difference.
When you start taking new stuff, it take a minute to like for your body to adjust. And also I was gonna say, do you feel like taking ashwagandha? Do you see? When I was taking it, did it make you go back and think like, oh, maybe?
I can recall one time, I think around the time when we had first started taking it, I was noticing like a breakout or two there, but I would say since, I can tell a lot, like since I really don't eat how I used to, and now that I just try to take like more vitamins, I really don't have that many like major breakouts, like acne breakouts and stuff like that. Like thank God I never really just had a problem with the excessive like hair growth or whatever, or hair loss. Really, I had it in the beginning, but I've noticed like this year, like since I really been trying to get the diet together, my breakouts don't be as bad.
I love that for you.
But I'm trying to get back to my intake on water, like really intaking more.
I miss like it, but I know
on my water intake.
Go,
yeah.
Ooh, girl, I'm about to drink some water.
But I can tell also, since I even just looked up, I've been in the gym, like how I have my skin, like looking afterwards, like just getting all that. Was that. And then this was a little food for thought. Okay. That I want to start doing. I'm just randomly pick a page and I'll read one of them that resonates with me off the page. Okay. To y'all. And the first one I came across, the name of the book is 100 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. And I think somebody on Instagram, I think they gave like they book collection or whatever, and I seen that they had it.
That's in one of the girl got some book collections every day. I can't wait to like move, cause I'm gonna have a whole library. That's why I lost the page. It was in the bag, I thought. Yeah, I highlighted it. But the first little, I guess they say essays, but they more of like just little paragraphs. But the first one says, you want love to change your life. And it says underneath it, you want it to prove for you what you think you cannot give yourself, which is stability, security, hope, happiness. So as long as you function on this belief, you place love as being something that is outside of you, when the reality is that you cannot see, create, or experience on the outside what you are not already on the inside. And then it leads into the second one, which is speaking of, because these are the only two I had. And then it says speaking of, and the next one was, you don't realize what you love most about others is what you love most about yourself. And it says, the more you are open to your own joy, the more you appreciate others. The more you are healed of your own anxiety, the less you have to cast blame and try to fight others into fixing you. Loving someone else comes down to being able to see what you appreciate about them, as it is similar to what you appreciate about yourself. We just tied that right all the way into the episode.
So, yeah. I came across that and I was like, that's why it's labeled what it's labeled. Essays
change the way you think.
Change your perspective on certain things, and like they say, like you want love to change your life.
Cause I just seen something, I don't know. But I was gonna say I had just came. I think when I was talking to you about like what we was gonna talk about today, I was just going through some TikToks and like just trying to do research on like why our generation is struggling so hard, and so that's when it says something like everybody think love fixes like everybody is chasing love or think that it was a video, it was like something kind of related to like what that was saying, like you just think that love is gonna fix everything, like everybody want to be loved so bad but they're not loving themselves, like and it was like everybody want to be in love, like everybody think that being in a relationship, like everybody's in a relationship, everybody gets married, everybody have kids, like that's what everybody doing, but like Are you happy by yourself?
Right.
Like, we gotta be happy by ourselves. And
I know for sure. I think that's gonna be that's gonna be one of the ones I try to pick from. I'm gonna just get on a food for thought, just for something, something to think about, because it's definitely enough of them in here to read every week to y'all. And that's just that on that as far as my educational segments. The segment I told you was gonna start doing, I gotta find. It's a first video that I really wanted us to do, and I gotta go through I just need to go to my TikTok and find it. But I guarantee you, we doing it next week for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds good. So we just wanted to. I feel like we was talking about what we was gonna discuss or whatever, but I feel like we might have touched on some of this stuff before, but we're just gonna talk about it again because
honestly, talk about it.
Yeah, and we're just gonna kind of talk about I think we did it way in the beginning, about being in our 20s and stuff. But I feel like
I watched the episode on my way back. It was episode 14.
And I feel like some of our perspectives probably have changed since then.
A little bit, yeah.
Our journey, we've been on a spiritual journey, and
I will say, I don't really know, but you've been on your journey for a good little grip now.
Yes.
You was talking in that video. You was back on episode 14. We was talking about. We didn't get too deep into it, but
on my spiritual journey.
Yeah, or whatever what you've been going through.
Oh, facts. I realized that the other day.
And I was just telling you, don't ever look at how what you're going through is you suffering or God don't, he neglecting you or whatever and all of that. And I'm like, dang, whatever it is we've been talking about, real little transition, she been going through this for a little minute. I ain't know she was that long. She said 5 months ago. 5.
Yeah, I believe because the other day matter of fact today when I got home,
I had quit my job. You talked about in that video when I had finally was brave enough to quit my job.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch
wow, I has because I wanted to make sure I wanted to watch it to make sure I didn't highlight some of the stuff that we didn't already probably just heavily spoke on. But it wasn't too much. It probably ain't gonna be too much you say today that it'd be too off. But we talked about being grown, what is the real definition of being grown?
Being grown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized it today when I got home. I was I'm done. The journey stops here. We're just because I was just watching stuff about, and it was crazy because the pastor actually talked about being tired on Sunday. He was like, yeah, anybody in church ever been tired? He was talking about mental tiredness, talking about physical, mental, emotional, and he said spiritual tiredness. And he was you just keep praying or you keep doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, and you ain't getting nowhere, or nothing seems to connect with you anymore. You keep talking to God or you keep reading scriptures, but ain't nothing. It's just you just tired, you just done. Or you just don't, you feel it ain't never gonna get better. He was just when you just saying, how depend on Jesus and stuff like that. And I mean that's what I've been doing, but it's I think I'm part of it too. I'll just be so hard on myself, but I'm coming out.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, now you know. I'm coming out. I feel because I have
coming out
of my downs.
Okay.
You know
you gotta clarify for the people.
Yeah, I ain't coming.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because they will.
I'm coming out of my down season, if you say.
Don't tell them who gonna stumble across.
I'm transitioning. They never said how long the transition take.
Yeah.
But I'm transitioning.
You know what I thought about? That's crazy you said that, because on my mama, on my way back driving for I was people need to realize, it take you a minute to bounce back for certain things, and I think we gotta stop putting a cap on okay, I'm healed, or okay, I'm better.
You talk about the healing and stuff too, because
because it was something I think it triggered me, because I ain't gonna say who, I'll tell you later on, but it's just been a thought that has always it's been a thing. It's a thought that I've always had ever since, and it's you can't tell me when to be done with something if you've never been through what I've been through. But
yeah,
I remember I had a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about like things we feel like we currently need to work on, or like things just stuff you need to work on. And basically the person I was having a conversation with is they were saying like the main thing they feel like my focus was, what I needed to focus on, was how I handle like dealing with my people passing.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, I had to say it on the drive back. Like, I promise, I feel like every time on them drives back, like, that'd be my one-on-one time, yeah. And I was like, man, I can't let nobody else
dictate my
journey. Nor can I even act like I'm okay with you when you had said that, because can't nobody tell me when I'm gonna be ready to be done, like, grieving, like, or tell me how to, like, or just even tell me how I'm supposed to, like, handle making it look, or like anything like that. But ever since he told me that, I'm like, I don't think you'll ever understand like why I feel the way I feel, because like you ain't went through it. Like, you can't. Shit, I could be all good today. I could be all sunshine and rainbows when I first wake up. About 2:00, it could be a picture. It could be a saying. I could scroll past something and then boom,
a smell,
anything. Like, girl, I didn't tell you this yesterday, but when I had pulled up on Mama, whatever, we had made it back, like, I seen my brother's car was moved. Like, the truck was facing the other way, as if, like, she been driving it and all that. And she was like, yeah, I got it back up and running. She was like, go and look in it. I was like, nah, Mama, okay. She was like, you can look in it, like, just go, start it up or whatever. So I just looked at the car or whatever, and I sat in it. She was like, you want to take it for a drive? And I'm like, you should have seen how fast I had to, like, get out the car. Like, I had got, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say scared, but like, it was just some type of feeling that had came over me to where like I jumped out the truck so fast, and he even said, he was like, you straight? Like, he was like, he was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like, Mom, nah, I ain't driving. I'm not gonna drive that car. Like, you, like, how something like that could just be so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's like, we gotta start putting a cap on like when we feel like a certain person should be done healing, when a certain person should be done with anything that they're going through, that's their personal, their personal journey. Like,
we hold people
too much of a higher standard sometimes.
Because say like we look at Trineeka and we see like positive, she good, she always good, like she gonna keep it real, like
the people.
That's just what, like that's just what they see. Like, you strong Nick. Like you can't let this shit take you out. You can't, but don't take who I am as a person and make
granted, or just take that and run with just that little piece.
Yeah, or make it seem like that I don't go through stuff too, and I can't go through stuff either the same way you going through it. Them famous people y'all watching, I'm just thankful that like Beast Mode and them, they showing like they journey with their stuff, because let's be for real, like life is still happening to everybody. Even Tabitha Brown. I don't care who is. Like, I bet you some days she's still not good, but when you see Tabitha Brown, she gonna give you the good energy. Yeah. Because why spread the bad energy? But allow humans to be human.
But that's the thing, like allow people to have their moments. Like,
I never tell. One thing I would never do is tell somebody how to grieve, and I have learned now too in life, like, I have been thinking about what I say before I say it, because, like, and I've been working on this for a while too, but it's just, now it's a little different, because it's like, I can say everything I won't do, and that shit is making me right back in the face right now. Yeah. But, like, you be like, oh, I'll never do that, but I just was telling him the other day, like, man, certain feelings I felt towards this might be love too, but, like, felt towards you, like, when you was in with your ex or whatever, I'm like, I see why though, because in my last relationship, I didn't feel the same way I felt about this person, but I'm like, maybe this is how she was feeling and why she made her actions, and we can go to different about it later, but like, you be so in love with somebody that you'll do this, but so I thought I was in love, but I'm like, but I'm not, like, he not making me do that, or I don't feel like I need to do that, like, everything sunshine and rainbows. I'm like, but now this one, I'm like, okay, some stuff friend did for her relationship, I might do now for this one, like, if it came down to it, so it makes sense. But it's just like, don't be so quick to judge people, or so quick to like quit the speaker.
Yeah.
But one thing I won't tell
though.
people is how to grieve.
Yeah.
I lost a godmama and an uncle, and like them was the closest people. And dad, some day, like I had a day the other day, like it was just her birthday and stuff like that. Like it just never, like grief never goes away.
Right.
It might go away for a moment, but you'll never stop. And then to think like a parent or a sibling, like, yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
So I never speak. I try not to speak on stuff that I haven't been through.
Yeah. Cause that shit just take me like, shit. I'm still questioning it to the. I'm not gonna say I still question it, but like when I had that thought, and then when I was just sitting last night, like when I was talking to J-Ro, when we were sitting there talking, he was like, man, cause I just want to let you know, like you strong, like for real. He was like you done been through some shit for real, and like for you to just keep on keeping on, like he was like, I just want you to know, like you strong for real, like you lost 2 people like back to back, and like you young, like and
Two vital people.
Yeah, vital people, and he was like, I just want you to know, like you really strong, and I'm like, I appreciate that for real, like. Cause y'all, shit, some people like just don't know, like for real, and I still really, like I be saying, I really don't know like how I'm functioning, but I mean I'm doing it because my mission here isn't complete. Like I can't. Who am I to just take myself out? Like I can't. That's you can't work. It don't work like that. If it was work like that, and it was my time to go with them, I would be with them.
Be with them, right?
You know, but yeah, for sure on that, we need to stop putting a limit on that. I think for real, like. To trying to dictate how a person should feel or how they should cope with something. It's like I think you could give advice and give tips on how to deal with something, but don't try to dictate when that person should be done dealing with whatever it is they're dealing with. Like stop trying to put a timeline.
Or you tell somebody something and they
stop
gotta
trying
do
to
it
put
tomorrow.
a timeline on people pain, like on people hurt, on they suffer. Like stop trying to put a timeline on that shit. Like that nigga broke up with you 2 months ago. Like why you still crying over him? Like you don't know because you ain't been through that. You don't know She might not feel the way you feel, like the way you carry your emotions on your sleeve.
Right.
She don't carry them like that, so you don't know how I feel to leave a breakup, to leave a divorce, to leave a domestic relationship, to lose a sibling, to lose a parent.
We don't tell everybody everything.
Everything, right?
You don't know how what little memories just come across.
The itty bitty stuff, yeah. You know, could just break a person down. So we gotta stop putting the time. I think that's what it is. Like stop trying to put a time capsule on where the person should be done dealing with what they're dealing with or feeling the way that they feel. But okay.
But you said like we gotta stop putting the time capsule on it, and like we said we're gonna talk about like being in our 20s and stuff.
Yeah,
I think I think a big one for me was we feel like it's the time to, like us in our 20s feel like we only have till 25 to have babies. We only have like we put everything like. We put a time limit on everything, and it's like if we just maybe won't be as stressed and overwhelmed all the time, like. But it's just, and then our parents too. They feel like because, or just older people in general, people that's not in this generation, like they feel like because we have the resources, then we should be to this point in life, right at this age. Because if they did, they would be at that point in life. Because if they did it at this, and it's like if it was to be that way, it would be that way. Though. Yeah, you know. Thanks. So I think I definitely think one thing when I was researching, like the reason why people in their 20s are so stressed and overwhelmed is because we are on a time limit. For what? I don't know. Like we're putting ourselves on a time limit for everything. Yeah. So we're so overwhelmed because man, I gotta be making 6 figures by 25 and I am 24. Right. Like I gotta have 3 kids by the time I'm 30 because I'm not having no more after that. I got, like everything is on a time limit. And even when we joke about it now, like how I know I say for myself, I be like, after 30, I ain't pushing nothing out. But it's like, you don't know how healthy or what man you gonna come across at 30, at 35 that, you know what I'm saying? And you might be in the best, like, mental and physical shape to even have a kid versus the shape I'm in now to try to have one, so even that little stuff we joke about, that makes sense. Like how we be saying after this age, I ain't doing this. At this age, I ain't doing that. Like, we be so stuck on like putting the age limit on stuff. I sure had that on here. Number 3, it was like the pressure to like
being in your 20s, like the pressure to like have kids and like get married. I hate how that is like. When we speak, let's I want to say this to her, like we speaking from early 20s.
Early 20s, yes.
We can only speak on what we've been through thus far. We don't know. For those of y'all that don't know, we are 25. I'm 25 and she's 24. So we speaking from early 20s. We don't know what the late 20s doing. We don't know nothing about that. We speaking from our experience, coming from being in our early / mid. I'm gonna say mid because I feel like I'm at the mid. I'm on the mid. You mark, yeah. But we speaking coming from like our early and mid 20s for real, and like what we done been through thus far, the experiences that we are having since we've turned 20 up until 2023. Yeah. Like, but I sure had that on there, pressure to like have kids and get married. Like, I hate how. I don't know if I sent you I think I sent you the video of the lady was talking about how she's 30 and she was giving her outlook on like how she don't want kids, but if she has,
it's on TikTok.
Yeah, she basically just gave her outlook and was just telling like, I'm 30. She's making it well aware that the man that she comes across like with dating, she lets that be known up front that she doesn't want kids, but if it just so happens to happen, like, she will have one, but it won't be like intentional. Right. She was heavy on like, she tried to break it down saying like, I personally don't want to be responsible for another human being every day. Like, it's a lot trying to provide for myself and take care of myself on a day-to-day basis, and to be able to do that like ×2. Like, I don't want to have to do that, and she was like, I just want y'all to be like, y'all don't have to do that. Like, they're making it a thing and making it want it to be like such a priority, and granted, of course, like this the end all be all for majority of us. Like, we, like you say, we want the love, we want the family, like we want to be, a lot of us want to reiterate what we didn't get growing up, which is having that family. But I'm just saying that to say like not everybody really wants that, and she is one of the people that was saying it like, I'm 30 with no kids and I don't want kids, like was saying like how she don't want them. And I'm like, I agree with what she was saying. Like, not saying that's gonna be me, but I get the point that she was trying to make. Like, stop trying to let people pressure y'all.
Just rich auntie.
Yeah. It's okay. Stop letting people pressure y'all into thinking like y'all gotta have a man by this point. You gotta have some kids by this point. Because I even came across a TikTok today where a lady was saying like she just turned 29 and this is her first year. She just completed like just 1 year of fully being single. She said from the time like she was in high school or whatever up until it's either she's dating someone, she was in a relationship, just going from man to man. She was like she just hit her like one full year of saying like she's single. And she was like, stop letting people pressure y'all into think she got this one friend that was trying to make it seem like it's a problem that she is single. You know what I'm saying? Has been single. It was like, she was like, everywhere they go, like, the friend be trying to find her somebody, like rushing her to find somebody and start a family and do all that. She was like, stop letting people rush y'all. Like, it's nothing wrong with taking
people get married at 70 for the first time. Like,
okay.
So dumb.
Yeah. For real. So, yeah, we definitely got to stop letting it happen like that. Because you a certain age, or like now, like how I feel like I'm 25 and I say, like, okay, when I turn 25, 26, like I'm gonna hang it up, like I'm gonna give it a break. But it's like I'm not gonna hang up and settle for anything, like
what we always be talking about.
And I think that's I think that's
the whole future. You don't even know if you're gonna make it there.
That's what for one of the things I had. I got the 20s back then versus now, and how I just said was settling. I hate to say it, but I feel like that's what a lot of 20-year-olds was doing back then, like especially our parents growing up back in the day. Y'all settled. Not that y'all probably ain't ready to have kids. Probably didn't want to have kids. Like, probably didn't want to be with that man. Didn't want to marry that man, but you just feel like you was in such a rush and
love that man, but can't stand their husbands and wives.
Or you wanted that man. You claim you wanted him, but you really wanted the cousin, but you settled for him. It's like, why did you not go after what it was you really wanted? And like, you so scared of like what everybody in your little village or town was gonna say, like how your friends was gonna feel about it, what your parents' outlook was gonna be on it. So you chose to settle for what you thought was the norm, what you thought they would be able to handle versus what you really wanted. And it's like, yeah, we ain't on it. I feel like that's what our generation, we not doing it. Us growing up in our 20s,
we making everybody mad. We making everybody mad. We breaking all kinds of rules. And the more that they might have went back in the day,
like, no, ma'am, like, we're not doing it. Like, no. I think that's a big thing, like, versus back then versus now, like, with a lot of, like, women back in the day, like,
yeah, I
think that y'all, they settled for a lot of things. And
for sure.
I think now with all the resources that we even have, like, you know, we talk down on social media a lot, but a lot of, like, online information is out there. Is we coming across it, we taking it to heed, and then digging deeper and thinking, well, let me try this, because ain't such and such ain't do this, my mama ain't do this. Yeah. Let me see if this is something I can do, pick up this healing journey, or see, like, you know what I'm saying, if this gonna really help me find the love of my life, and not just settle for my high school sweetheart that I grew up with all my life. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know this person, or I'm comfortable with him, like. Because that was the norm.
Yeah.
You know,
I was about to say, I think it's two sides of it. Like, it's some of us that take that information and be like, okay, I know what I could try, and I think some of us just be like, well, everybody else trying it, like, cause a prime example is that book, that shadow work book. Some people just getting it because everybody saying get it, and maybe that's not what you need to be breaking into. Maybe them some band-aids you don't need to be ripping off right now.
Right.
But because it was like a whole, me and Jakai talking about something people saying was demonic and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I seen that.
But I think sometimes it's like, know what to take from social media and what not to take.
Yeah.
As far as what you should try.
That's where that discernment come in. Like, you gotta know, you gotta be able to read the room. You gotta be able to know.
Facts.
Okay, this information, this energy ain't sit well on my timeline. Let me scroll past this. Yeah. You know, and not feeding into everything, because just how they be saying, like, we waiting to hear that voice from God. Like, you think you hear that voice, and it's really them evil spirits. Like, that's a whole demonic energy that you scrolling past. Like, you listening to, like, you know what I broke down the thing about Jackie trying to listen to the woman that was a witch and all that. She didn't even know what for. You don't even know what type of energy you really invited to your home, because just because you want to be curious or whatever. But yeah, learning to have that discernment, like, if you think this ain't for you, like, you'll know. Well, yeah. Was that all you had to say about that? You said y'all was having a debate on the shadow work book, and
that
was kind of 50-50 with that and that. It might seem like we all over the place, y'all, but we just speaking on stuff like
that we just
thinking of, that we've been going through being in our 20s. Another one I got on here is I wanted to talk about, like, worldly events that we have lived through thus far being in our 20s.
Okay.
And I got I put COVID, monkeypox, government shutdowns, tornadoes. These just first ones. I'll just put whatever came to my head. I said major friendship fallouts, family deaths.
Yeah.
So, like, I actually tried to think back to where I was when I first turned 20. When I was 20, it was 2018.
2018, I think.
In 2018, I was in 2018. I was 20. I think I was probably on my last semester being in the village. Yep, because that's when I had that birthday. I think that was the birthday party I had.
Yes.
When my brother came.
Yes.
And we had it in the village. So yeah, I tried to think back to what was going on, probably like around that time, like growing up until now.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I was 20, and here I am 25.
I had just moved out of my daddy's house, probably like 25 days until my 20th birthday. So I was newly alone. Well, it was me and my sister.
Yeah.
So I experienced taking all that money out the bank. I had to give somebody else.
Yeah.
Man, and to think to now, worldly events that happened though.
You say what?
I'm trying to think of the worldly events that happened.
That did happen, and that's what I was thinking. I think didn't nothing really start popping off till like the end of 2019, because COVID. I think in the end of 2019 coming into like 2020.
Yeah.
I just thank God. I don't know if we really talked about it at one point, but I'm just thankful to know, like, they say, like, COVID really messed a lot of people up. Like, you know how they was saying, like, that was the most, like, increased, and like suicide, but also it was like a lot of
it messed me up the first time I had it. When I say
depressed, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm thankful I did it. Like really experience a lot of those like eternal emotions that a lot of people did like during COVID, or even the financial situation. A lot of people, like some people was really in during COVID. People was losing like when COVID like first hit that first round. Like how many people was actually like dying from COVID and everything.
Man, you know I was working in the ER at the time, so like just witnessing that. I mean, this girl, she is a year younger than me, and she lost her mom. At she 23, so she probably was like 2021. I don't know if she turned 21 yet. But it was a couple of years ago, and like she lost her mom and had to watch her. Her mom probably wasn't him, but 40, maybe 40 something, if that.
Right.
And
I sure remember I was working.
You had people couldn't visit their loved ones and sit by their bedside for their last days. They had to watch them through windows and sing outside of the windows and just touch the glass, like barely could just
the disconnect. And I think
and
I think that's another thing. Like when I think especially like with social media, it gave us like this. I feel like we had got like this whole new rush of information that started to flood through social media. And that rush, like that being confined, being in the house, I feel like everything else before COVID went out the window. Like the social skills and like everything like that people had. I think
like
all of that
don't know nothing but a tablet.
Because of because the last 3 years have been like confined in a way.
Because you know, at one point,
that's a good way to describe it.
The school was online. They wasn't even going to the
school
building
and everything. Like like a lot of kids.
You know,
granted, a lot of kids that were saying, I guess that was a good thing. Like, you know, people still having babies and everything through COVID. Like a lot of people feel like the wave of the COVID babies was like a highlight through most of it, because you know, just to see how they feel like so far ahead the babies was and everything. Like that was born during COVID and stuff. But I feel like we had got like this whole new wave of information that people started taking in. But then like everything outside of like being social and everything like went out the window for us.
But it was a whole new opportunity for like jobs. Who knows? Like, cause it was all remote. Like there was a lot of work from home jobs. So not knowing that what that experience of that job then did for them people now 3 years later, like you probably in the building running some stuff now.
Or probably in a better position.
Or better facts. And you know, or you just had to work from home to see if you did like it or you didn't like it. Like, and for me, I think it was like the first time I compared, you know, I didn't compare the first time I had COVID to this time. The first time I had COVID, like, the mental tear it is. Like, I was sick the first few days, but I struggled, like, mentally. Like, I was depressed. I felt so skinny and just disgusted. Like, girl, you already skinny. You don't need to lose no weight. Like, but I also, like, the support is different. This was different this time, too. I felt like I had my parents, my family, like, but I felt a little bit more supported this go around. More so by the people around me than my job, because this go around with my parents. I'm supported by my job, man. Right. Because you want me to use my PTO for a week I missed because I had COVID.
Right.
And I don't have the PTO. So who the fuck getting checked? Okay. So I was like, I'm girl stressed out about that about 1 hour and I let it go. But nope.
I couldn't get my whole
But definitely, like, I mean, I was working in the ER, so they was just a little bit more. You get more PTO. I feel like there, I had a sick bank there, so stuff was just a little different. But who in those? I mean, COVID was a hard time, but the benefits I was getting, the gas prices around that time,
like you know, we talked about that too in the episode wrong before, but the I guess the upside of stuff, but I just
really messed up
down like the disconnect that COVID did on humans. I think was very mind blowing to witness for real. With us being so young, and you know, we still, I feel like we, especially like with dating relationships with friendships, like how a lot of us around our age, because I say when that stuff happened, we were still like 23, 22,
Yeah.
you know, still developing a lot of like, I feel like social skills or just like relationship skills, stuff that involves like being around people you need embedded in you, and a lot of people probably missed out on it because they was so disconnected from the world, you know. So I just thought that was crazy to think we have lived like through that.
And we ain't had no journals. Nobody was talking about no journals. We just in the house tripping out,
you know,
like
just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah, like man. That was a crazy time.
Oh, I had put on here. I guess like, you know, in our early 20s, like being like limited to doing one thing as far as like career based.
We didn't talk about
Kind of, yeah.
This off camera.
But yeah, I think a lot of kids our age, like now they're starting to realize you can be more than one thing.
Yeah.
And for the ones that don't see it that way and feel like, you know, I feel like we just were so trained and conditioned to think you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, find a good career, do it for this many years, and be done. But I think a lot of us are now looking at it like, that doesn't make me happy. Like that's not me chasing my dreams. Like that's not me pouring back into myself. So
it's a I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's a documentary called Borrowed Money, and it's about college.
Yeah, and
like, you know, you get the loans and stuff, but it's eye opener. Like, just Dave, you don't need to go.
Don't go.
Like, it's I haven't finished the whole thing, but my dad told me about it, and he was
even that, like, well, I'm
you don't have to go to college. Like, I just, man, do what you love. Like,
for real.
Just,
like even if it takes you, like, I'll be wanting people to get to where they faith be so strong, and like you say, if that's something you love doing, like, you gonna get rewarded for it in the end. Like, God gonna bless you and put you in a position to where, like, because He knows that that's what you love doing, especially if it's from the heart and it's something good.
Yeah.
That, you know, others can even value or like gain something off of. Like, you gonna get the back end in the long run from it. You know. Like,
I was gonna say, and don't let, like, just how people like be like, you gotta go to school and go to college. Like, don't let the people now that's saying you ain't gotta go to do this. Like, if you really want to be a doctor, like, you gotta go to school for that. Yeah. Like, the stuff that you gotta go to school for, you gotta get a higher education.
Right.
Do it if that's what you want to do. Like, you ain't gotta not go, and then you be looking crazy because you didn't let somebody else dictate your dreams or what you should have did with these information.
And now they wonder
why. That's a big one too. Like,
they wonder why you dropping out.
We gotta letting people have so much control. Just keep saying that, because like, man, we'd be like, well, friend, what you think I should do? And he'd be like, heck no, I don't do that. And then I didn't do it. But in the back of my mind, my gut feeling like, just go do it. Like, you got it. Like, now I done probably missed out on.
In the same way how we said once before, like, that one no can like just turn off your belief. Like, all it also takes is that one person to believe in you to get you back on your feet, you know? But what was I finna say? I was finna say you had touched on college. Like, I even think about how college was for us, like, growing up versus how it is now. Like, I think, granted, a lot of people still get, like, the whole experience, but I had put this in the notes how, like, a lot of stuff is so, like, social media based.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think kids are really experiencing the actual experience
being together, like, being
like it's all for, like, I'll say this, I think since we've been in our 20s, like, everything is like for an aesthetic. We didn't say it once before, you know. Like, I don't think they actually just really get
because we was in the dorm room, like, going this person,
like, really just living in the moments. Like,
we used to play Uno in the little room.
Like, how we used to be like doing like real fun stuff. Like, we was
really
college
getting
kids.
to know each other
like,
too.
They don't even consider themselves. I feel like we was still like college kids. Like, we was just kids in college. Nowadays, y'all are, I don't know, like, everything for an aesthetic. Everybody just want to get famous. Everybody just want to
drive a skate bag. Okay.
Man, like, I don't know what y'all doing. Like, I mean, granted, we gonna do the drinking. Like, y'all gonna drink, but like,
get the experiences still while you're there. Like, socialize with, like, people you probably never thought you would fit in with. I mean, that I feel like that's a disconnect, too, that probably happened, like, with COVID for a lot of people. Like, getting that, like, real college experience. Like, I don't think they just really getting it how we was, like, after we graduated, like, went off to college.
Right.
I don't know if they still just really getting that. Yeah. Cause these young folks growing up, they just, like I said,
they growing up. Ain't no growing up. They
just so, like I said, everything just for an aesthetic now.
Us in college is the kids in high school. Like how we used to act, dress. They doing it in high school.
Shit,
like
this them is us this grown adult life. Cause
no, for real. They doing
it's
stuff
actually moving. I'm like, man, like y'all
ain't gonna be able to experience nothing else. You done this.
Man.
But by the time you are 21, you ain't gonna want to do nothing.
Do nothing.
You gonna be a homebody. You ain't gonna want to touch nothing.
Everything. I just feel like that's one downfall I do have, like with our generation, like growing up. I feel like everything is so like for an aesthetic or like for some type of clout, for a look. It ain't real. Y'all ain't having like that real genuine fun like we did when we was growing up.
You're not doing stuff because you want to. You're doing it because you're not doing it based on how it's gonna make you feel. You're doing it based on how it's gonna make you look.
Yeah.
And that's probably where the overwhelming and the depression comes in because you trying so hard to be something else.
You ain't being true to you. You ain't being true to yourself.
You doing everything for everybody else for a look that ain't gonna do nothing for you. Like, on the internal, like, it ain't doing nothing for you internally. It might give you the likes, but you at home ain't got out of your
It might give you the finest dude on campus. It might get you that nigga that drive that skate pack.
Right. And why is that? I ain't gonna get on that. At this point,
that's
they getting sassy.
Like, that's leading to her. Let me pick this. We probably can end on. Well, it's two. We gonna end on this too. I got being in your spiritual journey in your 20s, and one thing you would change thus far since being in your 20s.
Let me say this. Is the females going after men because of what type of car they drive? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever
what
went
type of shit I had just said?
Purposely went out somebody like, oh, he driving a scat pack, bitch, already. Like, no way.
Girl.
It probably was a plus that
He's sleeping on the
cold
cold
heart. That nigga can't pay his car note.
He's sleeping on the cold hard floor every night. He going from hotel room to hotel room.
What you talking about? Yeah. He can't even.
Wait.
I'm gonna leave it there. Please. You can go first.
Okay. Being on my spiritual journey in my early mid-20s is definitely a roller coaster, but I'll say it's very eventful, like fun. It has been fun because you're battling, like, granted, I think we're at the point now where we trying to focus more on like the more like serious stuff when it comes to it, but also remember like having that balance of knowing like, okay, it's okay to have a little fun.
Be a person.
You can still have fun. You know, I think we kind of talked about it at Twin Peaks. You know, we talked about, you know, the difference between like, you know, my spiritual journey and versus how my brothers was and where I'm at now in my spiritual journey and, you know, I think it's not normalized as much as it should be. I think that is one thing we need to start normalizing, like trying to do that inner work and self-healing, or like trying to find something to believe in, or I don't know how to word it, but something that's above flesh. Yeah. For young people to really like dive into, or that it will give you that spark to want better, I guess, or to be better, to be more than what you can be, like where you are right now, like within your lifestyle or whatever it is you're going through. Because like we said the last episode, like it's okay to give thanks, like to God, like it's okay to praise Him, it's okay to
Right.
show gratitude and like do those things. But I don't think. I guess it just all depends on where you're from too.
Right.
And like how you grew up, like how you were raised. Like I know all that plays a big part in it, but it's different to me. Like now, being where we are in this generation, how we're peeling back those layers of how the traditional things were and how they are now with having a spiritual journey and having a relationship with God versus how it was back then, or how they had this picture and this mindset of like how having spirituality and having a relationship with God should be.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I think the spiritual journey to me is like creating my own outlook on it.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like as a kid, it was so shoved down my throat though.
Yeah.
Like I had to do wanted me to do. I had a stepdad that like all of a sudden got my mama and changed his life. He wanted to be a preacher and he wanted me to wear Pentecostal skirts and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, well, you wasn't really living by that at home. But it showed when you in the church and when you doing praise and worship and you like active in the church, you kind of start to see how some of the churches work. And I will say that I didn't go like to a lot of the most genuine and holy churches. Like I done seen some stuff that happened in church. I'd be like, nah, why would I believe in this? Like, what are y'all doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all supposed to love God. Like, I even said it the other day. We went to a little anniversary thing. Somebody church had, and their pastor was preaching at it. So we went, and when you walked in, you could tell they loved God. Like you could feel that everybody was just so happy to be praising Him. To be praising Him, and it felt good. But I said like, growing up, like it did change. It was like it almost made me like think so hard and break it down so bad. Like going to that rabbit hole that you just talk yourself out of it. Like, nah, I'm good. Like they probably been lying to me this whole time. So as adult in their 20s, and also it was not cool. Like let's be real. Like back in the day, for me anyway, living in the city, you surrounded by a whole bunch of people like believing in Jesus and not doing what all the other kids was doing wasn't cool. Yeah. So then you be like, well, why I gotta go to church every Wednesday and Sunday? Like,
we used to be ashamed to say we went to church or was at Bible and doing all
but
that.
now it's like we just creating our own outlook on it, and we really breaking it down and doing our own research.
What suits us, what resonates with us, and not everything that resonated that, and not taking in everything that was told.
Said, peeling back the layers and like, okay. This was like I
don't agree with how they preach about this. Like so talked about it.
And not every preacher.
But now that I'm older, this is the way I see it. Yeah.
Like not every preacher is gonna preach to you. Like I learned that too going to different churches. Like that preacher wasn't really for me. I don't like his deliverance.
That word really like for me. Yep.
Like I didn't like it. And every time you go to church, don't mean that word gonna be for you.
Right.
Might have been for somebody in there, but it might not have been for you.
Yeah.
But long as you do your part and you show up and do the work on the outside, because whether you go to the building or not,
you shouldn't be just. I look at it that way. Like, don't be just fiending to think, oh, this gonna be the word of the week that just hit me. Like, this gonna be the confirmation. Like,
it could be a conversation.
You got 6 other days to do work in before you make it there on that 7th day to get to church. That is what I be wanting people to see sometimes. Like, stop waiting until the day of church to like get that confirmation from God or get that message or get that word or whatever it is that you're seeking from Him. Like you got 6 days before that to try to receive it or get it or whatever it is that you want out of it. You know.
And you.
That's why I say
getting
out of that tradition, like thinking you gotta wait for this one day to be blessed. Like no.
Yeah, facts. But I
that's why I say a lot of stuff be tradition. There's a lot of traditions I think we getting out of and
facts
are finding other ways or it's just common sense stuff that we're doing now.
Right. We're doing the work for real, like far as learning and teaching ourselves too.
Right.
I say spiritual journey in my 20s have been Like, I agree with you. Like, it's been a roller coaster. It's been more than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was gonna go, but like, it's definitely been more than what I expected it to be. It can be rewarding. It makes you feel amazing sometimes when stuff just click. And you know why it clicked.
And being so young and having this knowledge and knowing it versus, you know, people that are, granted, we just talked about how, like, you're not supposed to put a time capsule on it, but for people that are in their 40s and still don't got it or don't got nothing, like, you know, ain't even thought about, you know, turning to them and seeing what it's like, you know, to have that experience. But it's definitely, that's a big thing too. I don't know how I didn't say that, but even just the spiritual warfare that's going on right now in the world, growing up being in your bed, you know,
and that's 20s. Probably what's causing like the stress and overwhelming too, because I feel like a lot of us in our 20s are dealing with spiritual warfare, like whether you realize it or not, you going through it, like it's here,
it's happening,
and if you fighting against it, it's like
like we just when I said on that episode about the devil and how these demons are utilizing some of these people as puppets, like even outside of the music industry, there's so many other like negative and like demonic influences that we surrounded by that these kids don't even know, like or realize they surrounded by it, and just ain't even doing nothing to try to protect yourself from type of energies or trying to like have that discernment, like gaining any type of wisdom, knowledge, or understanding to know what to do when you come across, you know, like certain situations. If you was ever put in those type of shoes, you know, like not being equipped and having the armor to like physically and spiritually like take on what's going on in this world, because it's a lot going on and a lot of people going crazy because they don't know like what to do. Yeah, they don't know what to turn to or like who to answer to, like, you know, what to answer to.
They just trying to answer to this.
Figure it all out by themselves, and it's like it's okay. It's okay to seek a higher power, like that's a big one right now. The spiritual warfare we are witnessing right now is very. I don't want to use the word traumatic, but it's very eye-opening.
Eye-opening for sure.
Yeah. Even from like, even with like the young pastors, like big or small, you know, and seeing how some of them at times can get torn apart because they putting on this facade thinking, you know, they such this big role model, with like deep down, like you're not even walking by the things that you speak on, and you supposed to be the face of all of these.
Right.
So like that's giving a lot of young people like our age, they losing hope because it's like, well, who the fuck do we turn to now?
Right.
The older generation.
That's
like
why I say too, though, why it's so important to do our own work, because they going through the same stuff we going through.
Yeah.
They just are held to a higher standard and a higher standard. So sometimes I think we give them way too much power because they are still human. They still gonna make mistakes. So if you are putting way too much power into your pastor, like like dig a little deeper in your word too,
that's your
like
pastor.
you gotta do, cause
that's your pastor. But your pastor relationship with God is not your relationship.
And he ain't God.
He ain't doing what he doing for you, what he doing for that pastor. Because two different relationships.
And he is not God. Like, y'all gotta stop thinking that pastors is gods.
That's what people, where they say like idolizing and like worshiping like other things that are not him.
What it is. Like, y'all.
That's why you get
you supposed to be pastor. You sound like I'm supposed to be God. I ain't saying I was God. God died for my sins too.
Hey. Like, okay, that's what I'm here for. I'm down here with you. I ain't up there with him
yet. He just sent me to tell you the story.
Right. God, dog.
I'm not him. I would
have
been
that okay. Would have broke him off a piece. I mean, I would have asked for this. Who this for? This all? This is for? Shit, y'all mad because she bit the apple. I would have been like, why did you give me an apple?
No, bro.
I like wings. Let's say that.
Come on, girl. Give me some cookies. I want the cookies. What the money that you get?
You think they was up, nigga? They didn't throw the water in the wine. Why you didn't make this a shot? I need to Come on, guys.
Crazy. Crazy,
man.
What was the other one?
And the last one is just, well, I think I said just one thing you would change in your 20s. Like, one thing you would change.
One thing I would change in my 20s.
Yeah, one thing you would change thus far since you've been in your 20s.
I would have to say dictating my actions based off other people's feelings. The things I do, even for myself, because how it's gonna make somebody else feel.
Yeah.
I haven't done it recently, but it's some. I feel like it's just something. I'm a cancer. I just want to cater to everybody, and just make sure everybody good. But sometimes I put everybody else before I put myself. Or I'll be like, I want to do this for myself, but then that's gonna make her and him feel like it's like sometimes you just gotta take that time. Yeah. So I would say that, like, real. I mean, I thank God for the awareness of it, and I just say that's just one thing I wish I
would have embraced a little bit more. Yeah.
For sure.
I would have to say living. I wish I would have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, because it's even from like the freedom that I had, like growing up, and even after I got in school, so I ain't gonna say I don't want to say grew up too fast, but this one is coming off fast. So, yeah, I'll say I wish I just would have slowed down a little bit in my early 20s, like, of course, I was in a relationship or whatever, and then I pinpoint, when I thought about the thing, I pinpointed back to like my last year of college and how I was like, I was just so in a rush to like just be done so I could tend to this person and start a life with him, like get my own apartment, I wonder if things would have gone differently if I would have just slowed down and just. So yeah, I'll say that. I wish I think I would want to just change. Granted, everything happens how it's supposed to happen. I'm not saying I regret anything that happened, but if I could go back and see like how my life would have been if I was single. Yeah. In my early 20s versus being in a full-fledged relationship. Great.
I wonder how it would have been.
I feel like we both learned a plethora of things being that young and being. Like, living, like, I don't think y'all understand it. Like, stop moving in with these niggas so young. Man. Granted, it can teach you a lot at a young age, but y'all, we done did it.
But it was like
20, 21, 19 doing it. Like, stop.
Don't do it.
No, you're 21, babe. Embrace that.
You just got out your parents' house.
Apartment by yourself.
You just got out your parents' house living with somebody.
Just keep packing that spend a night bag. It's gonna pay off. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Keep packing that spend a night bag. Hey, that nigga tell him fill that tank up and you coming. Yeah. I don't care if it's 7 days in a week. I don't give a damn if you're packing a spend a night bag to be over there 5 days out of 7. I'm encouraging y'all, keep packing that spend a night bag.
No, for real.
For real. Embrace your own space.
Yeah, 20 level.
Yes. So that's because
then you start getting
embracing my own space from 20.
Because then you start getting into like joint everything.
Yes, because such a young age.
Why that nigga still see my phone bill? It's crazy. Why you can't just go away?
I'm telling you, like, certain stuff just still will linger on.
Like, I don't even want the phone. I didn't even want the phone.
Like, I don't think we realize how many.
I just got put in this deal.
Yeah.
Like, I got you a new phone all the time, but you gotta go take your other one back. And guess what? You're gonna be stuck with a $200 phone bill. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I stuck in some shit I ain't want to be
stuff that was happening here and there. You be like, why am I dealing with this? Like, bro, I'm 21. I'm 22. I'm 23. You're 24. Like, you should not be going through that with another human being under the same roof as them that young. So, pack that for the night bag, y'all. Don't stay with that man and go take him in. I don't care if you just even over there 2 days straight.
Don't move in.
Don't do it for real. Like you got
I
time.
let
Like we said, stop letting people think you think they just that's the thing now. People feel like I love you, like we just are together, like let's move in.
Like,
and it's like,
okay.
baby girl, once his name is on that list,
baby,
I'm telling y'all, you locked in, and it ain't no switching up unless you ready to.
I got a testimony for that too.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to go through too bad of a fight.
Cause I done been. That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking from experience, baby. Like
you get into some man,
you get in the bind. I'm in the bind, Nate. I'm in the bind.
Now you stuck and now you even more depressed and unhappy because you can't leave right now because it's gonna fuck you up in the long run.
Right.
Damn.
So,
just think before you do it.
Yes, get you even if you move in, do it with your little best friend. Even if y'all fall out, child. I don't know if it'll be a little bit better versus being with a spouse, but roommate with your cousin, go back roommate with your sister, or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Stack your bread, stack your coins, save your emotions, and get to the motion.
No, for real.
Because it ain't working in the long run. Trust y'all got time, and
y'all hollering about being taken care of or having to be a wife. We want to move in with the man, but you don't want to be a wife.
That too, because I'm looking at that, baby. I was young, and I was not ready to do all that. And here I am, 25, and not afraid to say it. Like, I'm not ready to be doing all that. I'm not ready to be doing all that. I'm still a little selfish with myself and my time, so...
I ain't gonna lie, I'm okay. I'm a little okay.
You
don't bother me, but some stuff. But you still gotta have help. Baby, I'm not doing everything.
Yeah.
If you going half of me on the bill, you better go half of me on the on the rest of it. Like, cause you just that's a whole nother episode for another day. But like how they were saying, you know, like back then in the day, like men was solely providing, and women was solely taking care of home.
Yeah.
That's not how it is. So we can meet in the middle. We gonna have a good time. Lady, good night. But
we're not a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah, anyway.
50 being in our 20s and everything. Anyway. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We did DNT Podcast. Woo! Like, comment, share, subscribe. You're gonna always be surprised, never be disappointed.
When you hop up on this channel.
Yeah. We hope y'all got some out of this video. Thank y'all for watching all the way through. We love y'all.
Comment who y'all want to see.
Keep supporting us. Right. Might be halfway through October by the time y'all see this. Comment who y'all want in November. I'm already speaking on it.
No facts.
Comment who y'all want us to sit down with on the pod in November. Just gonna comment who y'all want us to sit down with for the rest of the year, child. At this point.
Yeah.
Just go after every video from now. Keep commenting who y'all want us to sit down with. Cause y'all. I'm Trineeka.
I'm Destiny Lane.
And the duo is signing out.
Yeah.